Alright, settle down everyone, settle down. It seems like lately America's been like a pack of rabid raccoons fighting over a half-eaten bagel. And you know what? It's exhausting. Seriously, we need to chill out. Kicking back with a cold one, watching some mindless TV, maybe judging people on the internet in a non-violent way. Now, it's all angry tweets, protests gone wild, and politicians yelling at each other. But here's the thing. Violence isn't the answer. In fact, it usually just makes things worse. Now I'm all for free speech. Want to complain about the government? Go for it. Want to rant about the latest season of your favorite show being a dumpster fire? Have at it. But there's a line, folks, and that line is drawn at inciting violence. Lately it feels like that line's been crossed more times than a crosswalk in Times Square. We've got politicians, celebrities, even that weird guy who always comments on cat videos on YouTube, all spewing hateful rhetoric and calling for, well, let's just say, unpleasantness against those they disagree with. And the worst part, it's not just talk. We've seen those words turn into real-life actions. Protests turning into riots. Online arguments spilling out into the real world. People getting hurt. And for what? Because someone said something mean about someone else's favorite politician on Twitter? Come on, people. We're better than this. Or at least I thought we were. I mean, we're the country that invented sliced bread, the internet, and the McRib. Surely we can figure out a way to disagree without resorting to fisticuffs. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the former guy with the spray tan in the gilded penthouse. Yeah, Donald Trump. Love him, hate him, or wish you could just build a wall around your entire house to avoid hearing his name ever again. There's no denying he's a divisive figure. But here's the thing, calling for violence against him, or anyone for that matter, is just plain wrong. Wishing harm on someone because you disagree with their politics, that's not just childish, it's dangerous. Plus, let's be real. The Secret Service guys guarding Trump, they probably haven't had a decent workout since the last time they tackled a rogue squirrel on the White House lawn. Let's not give them any ideas.
I totally agree.
Look, I get it. Sometimes you just want to punch something. The world's a frustrating place. But here's the thing about violence. It doesn't actually solve anything. It just creates more problems. More pain. More anger. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Sure, it might feel good for a hot minute, but in the end, you're just making things worse. And let's be honest, most of us wouldn't know real violence if it hit us in the face with a bag of frozen peas. We're armchair warriors. Keyboard commandos. Tough guys behind the safety of our screens. But in the real world, we spill coffee on ourselves, trying to walk and text at the same time. Let's leave the ass-kicking to the action heroes and focus on something we can actually accomplish. Like, I don't know, maybe not driving each other insane for 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Let's channel our energy into something positive for a change, like creating art or helping our communities. Anything but violence.
Remember that time we tried violence? Yeah, it didn't end well.
History lesson time, everyone.
Gather round. And let's talk about all the times violence totally worked out for everyone involved.
Just kidding.
Because, spoiler alert, it never does.
Wars, revolutions, bar fights that got way out of hand. Violence always leaves a trail of destruction, heartbreak, and regret in its wake.
And yet, for some reason, we keep thinking, this time will be different. This time, punching that guy in the face will solve everything.
Nope, it won't.
It'll just make you the jerk who punched someone in the face.
And then you'll probably get arrested, and trust me, prison food is not as glamorous as it looks in the movies.
So, unless you're really into questionable gruel and wearing orange jumpsuits, maybe let's explore some other options, shall we? Let's talk like civilized. Well, like people who can order coffee without a fight. So, if violence isn't the answer, what is?
Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm about to blow your mind with this revolutionary concept, talking to each other. I know, radical, right? But hear me out. What if, instead of screaming insults at each other from across the political divide, we actually sat down and, listened to what the other side had to say?
Crazy talk, I know. But here's the thing about talking. It requires us to actually engage with different perspectives, to consider viewpoints that might make us uncomfortable, to acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, we don't have all the answers. And who knows?
We might even learn something. Or at the very least, we might avoid a massive headache from all that yelling.
Finding common ground. Turns out, we all hate traffic. Now, I'm not naive. I know that we're not going to agree on everything. That's just life. But even in our seemingly insurmountable differences, there's always some common ground to be found.
We all want what's best for our families. We all want to live in a safe and prosperous society. And let's be real, we all hate traffic.
See? Common ground. It might not seem like much, but it's a start. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, if we start focusing on the things that unite us instead of the things that divide us, we might actually be able to accomplish something great. Or at least make it through a family dinner without someone flipping over the mashed potatoes.
Disagreeing without being disagreeable. A novel concept. Look, I'm not saying we all need to become best friends and braid each other's hair. Disagreeing is fine. It's healthy even. It's how we learn and grow as a society.
But here's the thing. We can disagree without being disagreeable. We can challenge each other's ideas without resorting to personal attacks. We can be passionate about our beliefs without being jerks about it. It's called respect, people. Look it up.
It's that thing your grandmother always told you to have for others, even if they were being total buttheads. And you know what? Grandma was right. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to navigate this crazy thing called life. Let's try doing it without making each other's lives a living hell, shall we? In conclusion, can't we all just get along? And by get along, I mean not punch each other. So there you have it, folks. My unsolicited, probably unwanted, but hopefully somewhat entertaining plea for peace and sanity in our increasingly insane world.
Look, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. We've got a long way to go. But if we can all just take a deep breath, put down our metaphorical and literal pitchforks, and start talking to each other like civilized human beings, I truly believe we can make the world a better place.
Or, at the very least, we can avoid a whole lot of awkward family reunions and therapy sessions. And trust me, your therapist will thank you for it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go meditate on all this newfound peace and harmony. Or maybe I'll just go watch some cat videos on YouTube. Either way, no violence involved.